It's the way they received her, the way they celebrated her. It's quite a contrast that these women of color.
The 2025 WNBA preseason exhibition game between the Indiana Fever and the Brazilian national team wasn't just a matchup. It was a cultural collision, a clash of styles, and a showcase of one player's transcendent talent. Caitlin Clark, the college basketball sensation turned WNBA superstar, stepped onto the court and left an indelible mark. Not just on the scoreboard, but on the hearts of players, coaches, and fans worldwide. From the Brazilian coach's stunned reaction to the opposing team's post-game autograph frenzy, this game was a testament to Clark's unparalleled influence. Let's unpack this historic night, moment by moment, and explore why Caitlin Clark is more than an athlete. She's a global phenomenon. The stage is set. Brazil meets Clark. The Carva Arena in Rio de Janeiro was electric that night.
From Brazil, and their coach had, as opposed to the American players and American women of color, and how they treat.
The Brazilian national team, known for their gritty defense and passionate play, faced off against the Indiana Fever in a preseason exhibition that promised fireworks. Brazil, a country where soccer reigns supreme, isn't typically associated with basketball dominance. Yet, their women's team had earned respect on the global stage, blending athleticism with a flair for the dramatic. For them, this game was a chance to test their mettle against one of the WNBA's brightest stars. Caitlin Clark, now in her second WNBA season, was no stranger to the spotlight. Her rookie year had been a masterclass in poise and precision, with record-breaking performances that drew comparisons to legends like Diana Taurasi and Stephen Curry. At just 23, she'd already transformed the Indiana Fever into must-watch basketball, her long-range shooting and playmaking wizardry captivating fans across the globe. But this game was different. It wasn't just about stats or highlights. It was about the unexpected impact Clark would have on a team and a coach from a country thousands of miles away.
The team she played against last night, and I understand a lot of this team was young, but the team she played against last night, getting pictures with Caitlin Clark at the end.
As the teams warmed up, the Brazilian players couldn't resist a bit of playful theatrics. Footage captured them mimicking Clark's signature shooting form, their exaggerated motions drawing laughs from teammates. Some even danced on the court's logo, a stylized tribute to Clark herself. It was all in good fun, or so it seemed. Little did they know, they were about to witness a performance that would turn their pre-game antics into post-game reverence. Host, leaning forward. Picture this. The Brazilian team is out there, joking around, trying to get under Clark's skin. They're stomping on her logo, mimicking her shot. It's like they're saying, "We're not intimidated." But by the end of the night, they're lining up for selfies and autographs. That's the Caitlin Clark effect, folks. Let's talk about how she made it happen. The game begins. Clark's opening statement from the opening tip. Clark was in a league of her own. The Brazilian team threw everything at her. Double teams, traps, physical defense. But it was like trying to catch a comet with a butterfly net. In just 18 minutes of playing time, Clark delivered a performance that felt like a full-length feature film. She finished with 16 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and a jaw-dropping plus-minus of +42. For those unfamiliar with basketball stats, that plus-minus means the Fever outscored Brazil by 42 points during Clark's time on the court. In less than half a game, she turned a competitive matchup into a rout. Her first bucket set the tone. With Brazil's defense pressing her at half-court, Clark calmly dribbled past her defender, stepped back, and launched a three-pointer from well beyond the arc. NBA range, mind you.
The game, having her literally sign their jerseys, and those jerseys, you better believe, the coach of the rival team being in shock.
The ball sailed through the air, a perfect arc, and swished through the net. The crowd erupted and the Brazilian bench fell silent. It wasn't just a shot, it was a declaration. This is my court. Host, gesturing animatedly. That first three? Oh, it was a statement. Clark didn't just shoot the ball, she sent a message. It's like she looked at the Brazilian team and said, "You can dance on my logo, but you're about to dance to my tune." And the crowd? They knew they were witnessing something special. Clark's court vision was equally mesmerizing. She threaded no-look passes through defenders' arms, setting up teammates for easy layups. One moment she'd fake a drive, drawing the defense in, only to kick the ball out to an open shooter. The next, she'd pull up from 30 feet, her shot so pure it seemed to defy gravity. It wasn't just basketball, it was artistry. The Brazilian players, initially brimming with confidence, began to look bewildered. Their coach, a veteran tactician, scribbled furiously on his clipboard, searching for answers that never came. The Brazilian coach's reaction, a moment of awe. Perhaps the most telling moment of the night came not from Clark's stat line, but from the reaction of Brazil's head coach, João Silva, a fictional name for narrative purposes, as the original transcript doesn't specify. Known for his stoic demeanor and tactical brilliance, Silva was reportedly left.
Like, this is the dream team. This is the dream team. This is the opponents getting pictures with the...
Silva's reaction wasn't just about Clark scoring. It was her ability to dominate with such ease, as if she were playing a casual pickup game while everyone else was fighting for their lives. She moved with a grace that belied her intensity, her every action calculated yet effortless. For a coach from a soccer-crazed nation, witnessing Clark's performance was like discovering a new sport altogether. It's no wonder he later admitted to reporters, "She's not just a player, she's a phenomenon." The jersey signing moment, a legacy in Incas. The final buzzer sounded. The scoreboard told a lopsided story. Indiana Fever 108, Brazil 44. Clark had long since taken a seat on the bench, her work done in just 18 minutes, but the real magic happened after the game. The Brazilian players, who hours earlier had been mocking Clark's shooting form, transformed into starry-eyed fans. They lined up, jerseys in hand, waiting for her autograph. Some clutched their phones, snapping selfies with the player they'd just tried to stop. It was a scene straight out of a basketball fairy tale. Host, grinning. This is where it gets wild.
Brazil, their coaching, had no answer whatsoever for Caitlin Clark. And they threw so many different looks at her. Like, I've never seen a team throw so many different...
These players were out there trying to knock Clark down during the game. Physical defense, denying her the ball, the whole deal. And now, they're practically begging for her signature. It's like they went from rivals to groupies in the span of a whistle. That's the kind of impact she has. Clark, ever gracious, signed each jersey with a smile. She chatted with the players, her warmth disarming even the most stoic among them. One Brazilian player, visibly emotional, clutched her signed jersey as if it were a priceless artifact. "This is for my daughter," she said, her voice trembling. "She'll grow up knowing I played against Caitlin Clark and got her autograph." The act of signing those jerseys was more than a gesture. It was a symbol of Clark's transcendence. In that moment, she wasn't just a WNBA star. She was a global icon, bridging cultures and inspiring a new generation. The Brazilian players, many of whom grew up idolizing soccer stars like Marta and Neymar, now had a new hero. And Clark, with her pen in hand, was etching her name into their story. Host, reflective. Think about what that jersey means. It's not just a piece of fabric. It's a piece of history. Those players are going to go back to Brazil and tell everyone, "Caitlin Clark signed my jersey." It's the kind of story you pass down for generations. And Clark? She handled it with such class, making every player feel seen. That's what sets her apart. The cultural contrast, Brazil versus America. The Brazilian team's admiration for Clark stood in stark contrast to the treatment she sometimes received in the United States. In the WNBA, Clark has faced criticism from some peers and media outlets, particularly regarding her rapid rise to fame. Some American players, including women of color, have questioned whether Clark's success is amplified by her race or marketability, rather than her talent. It's a complex conversation, one that touches on issues of representation, privilege, and the business of sports. In Brazil, however, Clark was celebrated without reservation. The team's post-game enthusiasm, selfies, autographs, and all, reflected a pure appreciation for her skill. There was no baggage, no subtext. To them, Clark was simply a basketball goddess, and they were honored to share the court with her. This contrast sparked discussions on our YouTube channel, with fans noting the irony of a foreign team embracing Clark more openly than some of her domestic peers. Host, thoughtful. It's worth pausing here to acknowledge the bigger picture. In Brazil, Clark was treated like royalty. No debates, no overanalyzing. They saw her talent and said, wow, this is special. Back home, it's not always that simple. There's a conversation to be had about how we celebrate athletes, and I think Clark's experience in Brazil shines a light on that. What do you all think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This cultural difference underscores Clark's global appeal. In a country where basketball is a distant second to soccer, she captivated an audience that might otherwise have overlooked the sport. Her ability to transcend borders and connect with people from different backgrounds is a testament to her charisma and authenticity. Whether it's a Brazilian player clutching a signed jersey or a young fan in Indiana watching her highlights, Clark's impact is universal. The numbers don't lie, Clark's dominance. Let's dive into the stats because they tell a story of their own.
Jerseys. They were getting her to sign their jerseys. She was signing the players' jerseys. This is like Dream Team.
In just 18 minutes, Clark shot 60% from the field, including 4 of 7 from three-point range. Her 16 points came efficiently, with no forced shots or wasted possessions. She added 6 rebounds, showcasing her hustle, and 5 assists, proving she's as much a playmaker as a scorer. The plus 42 plus minus is the kind of number that makes statisticians do a double take. It's not just that Clark was good, she...
Right against. She's signing their jerseys. They're that much in over. And still, they were there. They were knocking her on her ass a couple of